Hello and welcome back to That Kentish Train Guy. Today I'm going to tell you the story of an important rail link involving this docks, this Asda, a bridge with nothing on it, several bridges over nothing, absolutely nothing. It was here at the docks that the line was met eventually by a network of 18-inch narrow gauge steep lines of earlier origin. These remained horse-drawn until the advent of the first narrow gauge steam engines. This was soon superseded by the more common standard gauge lines. At the turn of the century, before the end of World War I, the narrow gauge lines had become obsolete. The replacement standard gauge network was still akin to its smaller predecessor in nature. It was a large, complicated system, with tight turns only negotiable by small 040 or 060 locos. The network of 18-inch narrow gauge lines served the Royal Navy's shipbuilding yard in the main dockyard, still somewhat in use today as a museum. But the site that we are in now, where the majority of the docks was nothing more than the school and some building sites. It was just here at Gillingham Level Crossing, where the London Chatham and Dover Chatham mainline situated, where the line branched off just over there, where all the yellow is. It was in 1877 that the line branched off just here. Such trains could only approach in the up direction on the down line due to the way the track layout is, but it's just there. Just there. Where the line branched off. You'll have to excuse the hair, it's a windy day down here by the river. But it was from here that the majority of the sidings were, where most freight would be stored until it could be eventually moved later onto the main line. There was a station here. Well, there might have been a station here, but I can't find anything to confirm that it was here, or even if it existed. But it would have been roughly around here where this pond is. The line eventually from here then continued where there was a bunch more sidings over here where the Asda is, right over there. And then there's this petrol station just there, if you can see it. It was from here that the line where the majority of the freight would be kept, coming off of the docks. It used to be that from here there used to be the boats would be lining up from all around the basin, waiting for cargo to be unloaded and transported onto the rail. Obviously it's still a very busy area around here at the moment for industry, as we have a lot of construction going on. As this is all part of the Riverside upgrade plan, that's why there's this little lake at the school and the Asda. It was from here that the line continued on, heading mostly in a straight line. The line continued on, heading up. It's just here as we go under this bridge with absolutely nothing on it. But it's just here that the line has to gain a lot of altitude very quickly, and that's to get out of the docks. But as we continue around this corner on this street, we eventually, in a minute, become parallel with the railway, which you can still see the majority of the track bed is still laid in place, which I'll show you in a minute once we get outside of it. But we have to continue up this very, very, very steep hill. As you can see, the railway is just up there. But the line, as far as I can tell, stopped use in 2007 and has now just been left to sit here ever since. Now, there was a lot of controversy over what this line should be turned into, but I'll talk to you about that later on in the video. But as you can see here, this is the track bed. You can't see it too great here, but we'll get a better shot of it later on. But this is what is left of this once great line. But it's here that the line continues very, very straight, as it makes a sort of a beeline for Gillingham Level Crossing, which we'll see later on. But it's here that the line is at the best point to see it, as we are just going above it at this point. But yes, the line does stay relatively flat as it heads towards where it's going, which is Gillingham level crossing. But it's as you come up here that you see the full amount of what this line actually was, as it gets deeper and deeper into the cutting, and the road at the side of it goes steeper and steeper uphill. But as you can see from this line, it was very heavily used. It closed in 2007 when they started shutting down the docks. If I'm right, the docks is set to close in 2024, so 4 years from now. And yeah, it's still a very busy docks, but rather than the freight being taken out now by rail, it's taken out by road. Note the old signage at the bridge, still referencing the Medway Ports Act of 2007. The last year this line was open. See, the line used to run right down the side of this park here that I'm currently walking through, but you wouldn't get a decent glimpse of it from here, mostly because it's behind a lot of trees and fencing. But from here, you know that you're close to Gillingham Station and the level crossing, because if you're lucky, you can hear the trains. Now, in my first take of this bit, you could hear the trains, but there's not another train for 10 minutes and I'm not waiting around, as hopefully I'll be able to catch that one on the next bit of the video. But yeah, used to go through this park, well, didn't go through this park, but went down the side of it. So much, it's so far into a cutting though, that you'd most likely need a ladder to get down to it. But yeah, just over there just over there behind all of that stuff. But yeah, runs right down the side of this park. Now, it was here down the back of Gillingham Station car park that the line emerged out, as you can see what's left beside me. But it was here that the line branched out and connected to the main line, because there also used to be a large substantial goods yard here that they then turned into a car park. And as you can see here, as I walk around this rather open part of the car park, which is now temporarily GTR staff only car park area, but it's just here that you've got the area there where the line used to connect. And as I walk over here, it puts me right down the side of the railway. As you can see there, what is currently the Medway Valley Cycling Centre, and a 465 leaving the station. But it's just here down the side of the station where you can still see some of the old good sidings. But this is not the end of the line. For see, we still have the level crossing. Railway base Chatham. I realise there haven't been a lot of trains in this video. So, as we're at the crossing and there's one approaching, here you are. So there are many plans for this lost and forgotten railway. One, a busway with cycle lanes going down the side of it, and the other, Network Rail's plan to bring the line back into use as a passenger line. But nothing's ever come from that. So what now for this lost and forgotten line? This forgotten piece of history. Well, exactly that. Forgotten. Forgotten to never be seen or heard or ever used again. So for now, that's all for this video. If you'd like to see more, why not comment below? And if you'd like to see an detailed look at those plans for the line, comment below. And some of you may know that I work on a steam railway. If you want to see any videos for that, comment below, let me know that you want to see videos for that. But otherwise, that's bye for now. Thank you for watching The Lost and the Last, Episode 2.